And when I was at a Super Saturday in California, I went so long they had to miss their workout, and to make up for it, I gave everyone in the room a free training group. Don't really want to do that again. So watch my timer right there. Anyways, my name is Josh Coates, for those of you that do not know me. How many of you have been on one of my webinars, a team call, or one of my training groups? All right. So maybe like 30-ish% of you. Beautiful. So good to meet so many of you in person. If I didn't call you by name, I apologize. I'm so sorry. Facebook profile pictures and people in person is a whole different ballgame. It really is. I'm really bad with names. I'm really good with faces. Unless the only face I've ever seen is your Facebook profile picture on my phone when it's like this big, okay? So, anyways, so happy to have so many of you here. So happy to be speaking for a whole bunch of new people who don't know who the heck I am and what the heck. Some chick came up, she said, I don't know who you are, but I want a picture. I was like, I like pictures, so, whatever. That's cool. Humbled immediately. So today I am actually here. Lindsay kind of introduced me a little bit wrong, and she said I was here to motivate you. If you've been on my calls, you know I don't believe in motivation. Motivation is a bunch of BS. Motivation is the idea, it is the concept that there is something out here, and if I can get this thing out here, it's going to get me excited enough to finally do all the crap that I was really supposed to do anyways. And that if I can have this magical thing called motivation, if I could just be motivated enough, then I would just magically, you guys think that some of the top coaches sit around at their computer next to the pool and unicorns and fairies bring them 100 challenge pack sales a month. I personally mentor 7 different elite top 10s and 8 different superstar diamonds, and I assure you their business doesn't work like that. They work harder than everyone else, and that's why they hit bigger numbers. And no, they don't wake up in the morning and just jump out of bed and say, oh my gosh, I just love life so much. I beat the sun up again. Nobody does that. Nobody. I hate waking up in the morning. Does anybody here like to wake up in the morning? Okay, a handful of you freaking weirdos like to wake up in the morning. I don't like you. You're not my friend anymore. I hate to wake up in the morning. The only thing that gets me out of bed is Energize. That's it, man. I get out of bed. Here's what I do. I get out of bed. My wife can tell you this is 100% true. I exaggerate a lot of things. This is true. I get out of bed. I check Facebook, usually while I'm going to the bathroom. I put on my workout clothes before I have time to think about it. Okay. Then I go into the kitchen. I fix my Energize, I Snapchat my Energize, because once you Snapchat it, dude, you gotta work out, right? You can post about your workout and then be like, never mind, I'm good. So I Snapchat my Energize, first thing, that way dude, you're committed, bro, you're committed, you're about to spend some time with Sagi, whether you like it or not. So then I go in, and somewhere in between Energize and hitting play, 30 minutes of checking Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, anybody else, all of that happens, and then finally, I'm like, oh, I have 30 minutes before my day officially starts, I better hit play. And I hit play, and then guess what? This may be a little TMI for some of you, but those of you who know me know that TMI is my middle name, okay? You hit play, and what happens? Energize makes you gotta poop. What the heck? I only have 30. So then you go take a poo, and what do you know? You got 20 new notifications. And then my wife is like, are you actually gonna work out today? And I'm like, hey. I don't tell her to shut up and be a little dramatic here. I'm like, hey, shut up. I got things to do here, okay? People trying to talk to me and I need to respond, okay? But anyways, motivation makes you think that there are some special people who have some special form of bubbliness that pop out of bed in the morning and are just so excited to do 100 invites every single day. I have never met one single coach that likes to do invites. Never one. Not a single one. But can I tell you, going there early. I'm so sorry. I have to apologize for Mean Josh. She comes out sometimes, and it's not very motivational at all. The number one reason that 90% of the people in this room are not where they want to be in their business is because you skip invites almost daily. Dang, I wasn't supposed to go to that quick. I'm so sorry. That usually doesn't come out for a while. I'm so sorry. And yet it's the number one thing you should be doing next to your workout. I told you, I'm not very motivational. I'm sorry. A couple people just walked out the back door. People don't get results because they're special people. People get results because they do the things. They do all the things. Not one of the things, not two of the things, not word swag 3 hours a day, choosing between turquoise and hot pink and glitter and sparkles, or let's see, how many different pre-made designs does Canva have today? It looks like they have 35,000 new ones. I will just scroll through every single one until I find the very perfect one that gets the most engagement that will sell 7 challenge packs. It's not going to sell anything, okay? I don't care if it's pink, purple, glitter, whatever. Your posts are simply free advertising. They do not sell. You talking to people is the only thing that sells. And I know what you're thinking, Josh, I follow some of your clients, and I see Raina Odell, and she just posts and says, who wants to join me? This is the greatest thing ever, and 75 comments show up. Yeah, that didn't happen in her first year. Her first year, she had to hustle, she had to grind, she had to work like everyone else. You know the difference between her and you? She hustled and grinded long enough that it built up enough momentum that now she's so lucky to have 75 people comment on her post. Yeah, real lucky, right? Because she worked harder than everyone else. The people I work with have no magical talents, no magical skills. I have no magical talents, no magical skills. My business, and I'll share a little bit of the story here with you in a sec. My business has literally 10x in this last year. And it wasn't because I became a better speaker, because I promise you I'm not any better of a speaker than I was 2 years ago. It's not because I'm fun to listen to, that's for sure, because I straight tell people how it is, and I call them out on their crap. Nobody's joining my groups because they like me, okay? In fact, I have this new saying that I'm going to get put on a t-shirt. 6 days a week you hate me, but 1 day a week you love me. And that's payday, baby. Payday, you love me. Playing rock bands on the weekends. And I thought music was my way out. Well, it wasn't, unfortunately. We had our youngest son who ended up having 3 open heart surgeries by the age of 3. And I realized Daddy needed to be home, not in a van traveling around the country with his best friends. And so I quit the band, I put it aside, and I said, dude, I hate detailing cars so bad. Like if you have a minivan here, I hate your guts. Which is why currently my minivan is getting detailed while we're on vacation, baby. That's right. Sorry about that one. By the way, you might want to sign up for one of my training groups after you detail that van, because you're going to want something new after that, okay? And I said, I know there's more to life than waking up and working for someone else and doing something I hate. There's got to be something more. The thing is, I thought music was my way out, but really, even with music, the only thing I was looking to do was connect with and inspire people to live their dreams. My band was actually called Manifest Destiny. And it was the concept that we all have a destiny that we are responsible for manifesting. We are responsible for putting in the work and the time it takes to get what we really, really want in life. I sat around, and this is no offense to anyone, this is not talking bad about anyone, but I sat around small churches my entire life, watching people talk about change, pray for change, get on to other people for not changing, and no one ever actually doing anything. Again, no offense to anyone. I still go to church. I'm not against religion, okay? I'm just telling you what I observed. And I said, is there someone that's actually going to get up off their butt and go do something to create change? And that's why I started my band. I said, I'm just going to go play music. That's what I know how to do. I'm going to travel around. But when that came to an end, I said, what the heck am I going to do? I thought music was my way out. I thought I'd found my passion, my thing, the thing that was going to be the thing that fulfilled me. Anyone ever wanted to feel fulfilled? And it wasn't. I had to drop it. I had to put it down. I said, what am I going to do? The only thing I knew to do was learn. And I was too lazy to read books at that time. So I didn't read no book. That's stupid. But I had this cool app on my phone called Podcasts. And I downloaded hours upon hours upon hours upon hours of podcasts. And I went from detailing cars and listening to music 8 hours a day. See, I would listen to music and literally drink a cup of coffee once every 45 minutes to keep myself motivated. Because that was the only way I could stand what I did, was to just keep myself full of caffeine and listen to some really hard music. Kept me really angry, but got me through the day, you know? And so I started instead listening to hours worth of podcasts. And I was like, dude, I like this. This makes me feel really good. In fact, I started learning so much that I was like, I just don't know what to do with all this. I feel like I'm going to explode. So I started my own podcast. I was just like, I don't know what else to do. I just started a podcast. I had a MacBook, I played in band, so I had microphones. I just sat down at the kitchen table and started just recording the stuff that I was learning. And I was one day listening to a podcast, and I heard a man by the name of John Maxwell. Anybody ever heard of him? Yeah, good. And I said, this dude's got it. This dude is everything I want to be. See, I didn't even know there was this, thing where you could make money to, speak and write books. I thought I was on the verge of inventing something like that. At first, I was pissed off at John Maxwell for stealing my dream. But then I heard he'd been doing it for 40 years, and I was like, okay, maybe he deserves the right to that. But then I saw, Google ad, Facebook ad, something, I don't even remember what it was, for the John Maxwell team, where you could sign up to go through his training and his certification. I signed up. It was the craziest thing. We were poor. We were broke. We literally lived paycheck to paycheck. And I don't even mean the paycheck was enough to actually get you to the next paycheck. It was more of one of those things where it was we'd sit down every paycheck and discuss which thing we weren't going to pay. Anybody ever been there? Okay, let's first of all collect all of the things that say last notice. Let's pile those up. Let's pay those. And then let's see what's left, and let's see who gets the rest of our money. Is it going to be Capital One this month, or who's getting what's left? It's not much. And we would literally treat ourselves. Our treat was to go to Starbucks once a week. And now I look back and I'm like, that's $10. It's $10 freaking dollars. But to us, that was all, we didn't even have the $10, so spending that $10 to get that treat was a big deal. And that was the life I was living. And I started my business, and I just decided something's gotta change. And I am willing to do anything and everything it takes to make that change happen. My entire first year, you guys are gonna love this success story. My entire first year, I made a total of about $500. Yeah, I signed 2 clients. So basically I hit Success Club 4 for the year. You don't hear those kind of success stories on the videos, do you? Hi, I'm a new Beachbody coach. Actually, no, I'm not. I've been doing this for 12 months, but I've only sold 2 challenge packs, so be inspired! They don't feature people like me on the success videos, man. They were like, can you like not tell people you're on the John Maxwell team? You're kind of giving us a bad name, bro. But I decided that what I really wanted in life was worth whatever fight that I had to put on. It was worth overcoming obstacles. It was worth having to deal with negativity from friends and family. It was worth going through all of the no's. You ever heard of the book Go for No? Yeah, that was my whole first year. I mean, I wasn't even going for it. It was just happening. If there would have been a Go for No contest, I would have won, and it would have been the only positive thing in my first year of business. I won the most no's. Oh, that's great. How many yeses did you get? Yeah. See, somebody's starting to get some hope. Somebody that's been struggling in their business, I hope is starting to get some hope. My second year, it's like all of this failing and pushing through and pressing through and not giving up finally started to like mature something in me. And I started to learn from my mistakes. And I got more focused and intentional with my time. And I started doing these things that you guys call the vital behaviors. I didn't know what the heck vital behaviors were. I just kind of sat down one day reviewing my whole year of suckiness and said, if I want my business to grow, I feel like these are the things I need to focus my attention on and just forget about everything else. Forget about websites, forget about YouTube videos, forget about freaking the 1,000 other things that you hear on podcasts that people tell you are going to be your next breakthrough in your business. And let me just tell you right now, they're all wrong. The next breakthrough in your business is not some magic formula or magic potion. Okay? I spend thousands of dollars a week on Facebook ads, but I built a 6-figure business without Facebook ads, without a website, without any of that other crap. You don't need that crap. Okay? You need to show the frick up. I'm just saying. Show up and stop looking for the magic potion to your business. There's no magic potion for your health journey. There's no magic potion for your business. It is the exact same thing. The compound effect says what? Little things done over time equal great results. But here's the part that most people leave out of that. When you're factoring in the compound effect, here's what you think. Well, I'm doing little things, Josh, and it's not amounting to anything. No. It doesn't say little things done sporadically. It's not. It's not little things on Monday and then maybe again on Thursday and then maybe Friday, and then we take 3 or 4 days off because we're tired and my throat's kind of tingly, and then maybe I show up next Wednesday. It's little things done consistently, day in, day out, doing the right things every single day. And I can promise you this, when you do that, life is going to go to hell before things get better. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, is weathering the storm. Because I believe that every single one of you in here has the ability to have exactly what you want in life. You have a dream. I promise you this. If you're in my 1-week month group, on day 1, like, what's your life vision? What do you really want in life? And this ain't no emerald, this ain't no diamond, this ain't no... Tell me what you really want in life. And people start telling me about how they want to pay off their debt. People start telling me how they want to retire a spouse. People start telling me about how they want to go on a dream vacation. That's what I'm talking about. That's the dreams coming from the inside. And I believe that every single one of you have the ability to create and possess that dream if and only if you're willing to weather the storm. Because there will be storms in life, and they will show up from every single direction, and you, unfortunately, most of the time will blame it on your business. What I've noticed about entrepreneurs is that when life goes to crap, the first thing that gets dropped is their dream. Isn't that sad? Now, we got a whole room full of people, and I would bet that there's at least 100 stories in this room that sound something like this. I had kids, I got so caught up in taking care of the kids, the family, the everything else, that I lost track of taking care of me. I lost my confidence, I lost my security, I lost my self-worth, I put on lots of weight, and then I woke up one day and realized the only way to really be happy is to take care of me first. Any stories like that? Can you tell I've worked with a few Beachbody coaches? Here's what happens with business. Kids got sick. Husband's out of town for a month on his job, or maybe even got deployed, or this is going on, or that's going on. All these things going on. And so I let go of my business because I knew everything else needed my attention. Now, you've never said it this way, but what you're really saying is, I let go of the future for me and my family because there were some present storms that I felt like I needed to deal with. Now, when you say it that way, it kind of breaks your heart. Because now you're starting to think of all the times you gave up. Some of you showed up at this weekend. And this may have been, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go to this one Saturday. If somebody don't say something really cool, I'm out. And I'm just done. And then I showed up and you're like, peace. I'm done. Sign for God. Thank you very much. And I want to say to you today, do not give up on what matters the most to you because of some temporary storm, because of some temporary issue, because of some temporary thing that's going on. Because what you really want in life is worth whatever it takes to get it. Now, obviously, there are moral and there are ethical things involved. I'm not telling you to break your ethics to do, but you know, it is worth the pain, it's worth the fight, it's worth whatever it takes to dig in and just go one more day. So today I want to teach you a couple of my tips that I personally use to battle the storms of my life. I had to use them to get through that first year where it seemed like everything was going to crap, where it seemed like there was no hope, where I questioned myself daily. Do you really have what it takes? I mean, here's the John Maxwell team. Here's the things they're doing. Here's you. Like, do you really? I mean, like, is this maybe, and I started to say these things, maybe there's some people, and some people just get it. Some people have some talent. Some people have some, like, magical connections. Some people have something that I don't have. But that was BS. That was me just trying to make an excuse to make myself feel better about not being where I wanted to be. Stop making excuses. So, number one thing that you got to learn to do is listen to logic, not emotions. Listen to logic, not emotions. Now, this sounds so simple, but gosh, it's not. Do we have any emotional people in the room? Oh yeah, me too. If you didn't raise your hand, you should have raised it twice, because people who don't think they're emotional are always emotional. Have you ever heard someone say, I don't really do that drama? Oh, you know you're dealing with a drama queen when somebody says, I don't do that drama. Because if you don't do the drama, you're not thinking about drama, right? You're not even thinking. You don't need to tell everyone I don't do drama unless you're such a drama queen. You're trying to yeah, I don't do drama. Oh, really? Okay. Let's talk for 2 minutes. I guarantee you there'll be some type of post on Facebook about how you hate my guts and all the presidents that ever lived. Whatever, like, you know? Here's the thing. All of us are emotional creatures, and just like your health journey. How many of you remember the first week, the first month, the first couple of months of your health journey? Raise your hand. Now, let me ask you this. What was harder? The physical moves that you were having to do, or all of the voices inside your head? It was the voices inside your head. Because we are actually programmed to have, I won't get into all the details of this, but basically we have a subconscious mind and we have a conscious mind. Our subconscious mind is where all of our beliefs have been accumulated and stored up for our entire life. And that is the very deepest place of us. That is like the roots of us. And it is the hardest thing in the world to change because you've spent your entire life creating it. What you believe is what you have created. If you have surrounded yourself with negative people, you have voluntarily given yourself up to being a negative person. If you have surrounded yourself with successful people, guess what happens? You voluntarily trained yourself to have a success mentality, which is why I joined the John Maxwell team, because I knew I needed a whole lot of that. And so here's the thing. When you go to do something new that you've never done before, everything you've pre-programmed in yourself starts to say, no, 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 no. Because you told me 75,000 times over the last 15 years that you can never be successful. You told me 75,000 times that you're not pretty enough. You told me 75,000 times that you're not smart enough. When you were working out with Shantia or Autumn or whoever it was on day one, 75,000 voices are in your head saying, no, 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 you told me you don't work out. You told me you don't do this health thing. You don't do this. You told me you're fat. You told me you're ugly. You told me you're lazy. All of the voices that you have put in here, whether with your own mouth or the mouths that you have surrounded yourself with, are like this big, huge echo hall that are just running through your head, running through your body, and trying to remind you what you said. And that's why change is so hard, because you're literally fighting against yourself. You're trying to convince yourself that the voices you spoke for the last 20, 30 years are all lies. And that the thing you're doing now is what you really believe. But the truth is, you don't really believe it yet. Right now, it's just something that you're trying to grasp. It's just something that you're trying to believe. It's something you're trying to hold on to. It's something that you want really bad, and that's why you have to fight for it. You are literally fighting yourself every single day that you wake up and move in the direction that you've always wanted to go, but you've never really been before. And that's why it's so freaking hard. And that's why you have to train yourself to pull yourself away from the emotions of the moment and use logic. My favorite thing to do is ask myself questions. Then I give you some of my magic questions that I use on myself. When my business was failing my first year, I'd ask myself this question over and over and over and over. Even if it takes 5 years, will it still be worth it? And at the time, I was 29 years old. So when I ask myself that, I start to imagine myself at the age of 34, having what I really, really want, and being able to enjoy that for the rest of my life. And when I would use logic instead of, see, emotion says, this hurts, this sucks, I want out, I can't handle this. But when you boil it down to logic and you think, could I handle this for 5 more years if that meant I could enjoy what I really want for the rest of my life? Now it doesn't even seem like a big deal. Not that it makes it easy, but it helps you to understand what's really at stake. And that what you're sacrificing is really just like a couple hours of your day. And at the end of the day, that's really not that big of a deal. Here's my next one. This is for all my mom guilters. Do we have any people who deal with mom guilt? Yeah, you can tell I'm talking to a few each other. Here's my next one. If you weren't working your Beachbody business, would you really be spending time with your kids? How many people in this room give their kids 16 hours of unconditional attention a day? No one raised their hand because the few people that did that already died. They didn't even make it, man. They didn't even make it. And people say, well, I just feel so bad because I'm working my business and like, I'm being such a bad mom, or I'm being such a bad dad. And I dealt with that too. I dealt with dad guilt every time I came home from work and went straight to my office. I dealt with dad guilt every single day. And then I said, whoa. How many TV shows did I watch before I had a business? Like 30. How many do I watch now? Dude, Walking Dead is all I need. Yeah? That's 1 hour a week, Josh. See, working my business has never caused me family time. It's only cost me entertainment time. And if you want to be real and tell me, Josh, I can't work a business because I don't have time, I have a family, you're a liar. Because I could grab your iPhone right now, or whatever else you have, and I could pick it up, and I could show you Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, emails that, come on, do we really need emails on our phone? No, it's just convenient. Do we really need YouTube on our phone? Do you, Netflix, Amazon Prime? How many different ways do we need to watch reruns? My gosh. You do not give up family time to work your business. If you're smart, you're just giving up your entertainment time. And if you're an adult, you can handle giving up fun time to build what's best for your family. Oh, there you go. Preaching that is very nice. So, you have to develop logic instead of always listening to your emotions. And I'll tell you right now, this is the hardest thing to do. Because emotions never shut up. They don't. And that's why I use these questions to coach myself and remind me what's important. And then my third question that I'm going to give you is one I use on my clients all the time. What do you have to lose versus what do you have to gain? I would be willing to bet every single time you came up on a problem in your business where you wanted to quit, if you could just think about what you have to lose versus what you have to gain, what you really have to lose is a few hours a day in embarrassment because you don't like taking selfies and you don't like posting them and you're scared of what everyone's going to think when you say, hey, so I got a group coming up next week. And you think that everyone on the planet is going to freak out and tell all their friends, oh my, did you hear what she's doing? She's inviting people to lose weight. Can you believe that? Let's all get together this Friday night and we'll just all talk bad about her all together. We'll just all sit around and point at her selfies and make fun of them, make fun of her Snapchat filters, and we'll flush Shakeology down the toilet. What? You guys have incredible imaginations, because I'm pretty sure all people do is either ignore you or say, no thanks, I'm good. Oh my gosh, they're gonna hate me and then they're gonna unfollow me? So, what? You're afraid that someone's gonna unfollow you? I literally told my brother-in-law to unfollow me a couple weeks ago. I told him to. Because he was making fun of me about something. He was like, oh, you're gonna go get a picture of that workout, Josh? And I was like, you know you don't have to follow me, right? Because I'm not posting any of that for you. I get it, you're not inspired. He's probably watching. What's funny is he watches my videos. That's right, Tim, I see you. I see you watching my videos. I see you, bro. I love you too, buddy. But the people who tease you and give you a hard time, most of the time, I'll tell you this. They're watching twofold. One, hoping that you'll quit so that they don't have to feel bad that they never started. Or two, hoping you'll succeed so that they can see there really is a way. Either way, they win. But they're really, really, really hoping that you will succeed. And subconsciously, they're trying to put enough pressure on you to find out if this really is the real deal. You've got to find a way to tell your emotions to shut up and be logical about the fact that when you signed up, if you ever struggle, go back to day one. Why did you sign up? Because you wanted to make a difference. Now, I don't care how many people block me, how many people send me emails that say, bro, let's puke together is really not very PC. I mean, there's a lot of people that are going to be offended by that. Like, dude, I don't even do health and fitness. I don't know why. I'm a business coach. I don't know what that has to do with bulimia. Like, I'm not sure, I've never heard of someone struggling with bulimia as a result of business. So I don't know even how those, like, relate. But I still get those messages. Bless and release, it's cool because it's helped a lot of people. I don't care how many people get upset at me, hate on me, unfollow me, make fun of me at church get-togethers because I post pictures of myself flexing. I don't care. Because if one person messages me and says, Josh, thank you so much for your group. I was this close to quitting, and because of your group, I kept going. I had my best month ever. My business is moving forward. I am so excited. And all the haters no longer matter. You want messages like that? Put yourself out there and do the work. And stop worrying about the random, stupid idiot that actually does send a hate message. Because I'm just going to tell you, the hate messages actually aren't very often. Most of the time, people just ignore you. If you're offended that someone ignores you, get over it. You're a freaking grown-up. Sometimes I feel like I'm training 7-year-olds. I sent them a message and I saw the face that shows they read it. How dare they? Are we like 7? I sent her a check yes or no, and I saw her open it. She just threw it away. So what? Get over it. Okay, next thing. Use negative emotions to fuel positive actions. How many people have ever gone into a workout pissed off at their spouse, and it's the best workout you've ever had? I have my beautiful wife with me here this morning, and when she's rocking a 2-a-day, I know I'm screwed. My wife's doing her second workout of the day, and she hasn't stopped. I'm sleeping on the couch. I did something stupid again, man. Because here's the thing. When it comes to physical activity, for some reason, we have all learned how to harness this negative energy and turn it into like this powerful force. And I don't know why none of you have ever used it for your business. Because I use it for my business all the time. In fact, Grant Cardone is my favorite person to listen to. He's on in my car every time I leave the house. And he just gets me so angry, I just have to go home and like message 1 million people. So I'm just so pissed. Grant Cardone do that to you. He's just so fired up. I'm like, give it to me, Grant. Come on, yell at me. Yell at me. Yeah. That's where the whole push coach thing came from. I just love Grant Cardone yelling in my ear so much. I was like, I'll just do that for everybody. And everyone liked it. It's like, let's roll with that, man. It's cool. You've got to learn to use these negative emotions. See, I'm actually going to show you. This is kind of funny, actually. This was back when I first started that year that I sucked. I wore suits and ties to my events. Because that's what the John Maxwell team did. I thought that's what you did. So I had this graphic actually made my first year. It says, every time I fail, I use it as motivation to never feel that way again. So every single time I take someone out for coffee, give them 2 hours of my time, because let's face it, I talk a lot. Help them come up with a game plan to fix things in their life. And at the end of the day, they're like, hey, cool, thanks for your time. And then never call me ever again. And then you guys have all had this happen before, right? And then the next day, somehow they no longer have a Facebook profile. It's like they've been abducted by aliens. It's like, oh, I thought we had such a good time together. I guess we didn't. And every single time I failed, instead of pointing the finger at people and saying, what did you screw up? What did you do wrong? Instead, I looked in the mirror and said, how can you grow? One of my favorite quotes of all time from Jim Collins. It says, a level 5 leader is always looking out the window to give the credit and looking in the mirror to give the blame. If your business is not growing, it's not because the Facebook algorithm changed. It's not because Instagram hashtags don't work anymore. It's not because Facebook ads effed everything up. It's because you need to grow, you need to step up, and you need to keep evolving. That's the only way your business will ever go anywhere. And as long as it's someone else's fault, you will never grow and you will never get anything in life. Every single time it's someone else's fault, I lose my opportunity to grow. Last thing is I want you to trust in your infinite potential. This is the most important thing that I want you to get this morning, other than a bubble wrap from Jericho. We say this on the John Maxwell team, that every single person has everything they need already living on the inside. And as a coach, it's not my job to give you anything you don't already have. It's my job to draw out of you what is already there. I need you, every single person in this room, to understand that this world needs you, needs your story, needs your voice, that you have living inside of you the power and the ability to change the world around you and the people you know I'll never know. The people you know, your upline coach will never know. The people that you're connected to, the people on your team are not connected to. Every single person in this room, I swear, so many people, you look at the top coaches, you look at the people I work with, and you're like, they're special. They obviously have a purpose. And I need you to know the only reason they became top coaches is because they believed in their purpose when they were no one. Every single one of you has the same amount of potential living on the inside. It's a matter of going within and drawing it out and believing that you have value. Believing that what you have to offer the world is worth something. And I don't care what anyone has said to you. I don't care how many times you've been devalued. I don't care what anyone else has said. I'm telling you that the thing you want and the person you want to become, like I said at the beginning, is worth battling through every single storm that life will bring. You have what it takes. Look me in the eyes. Everyone in this room, look me in the eyes. You have what it takes. No one gave it to you, and no one can take it away. It's yours. But you have to take possession of that. And you have to decide that it's worth the journey, it's worth the pain, it's worth the struggle. Will you pull that key out for me? We were shopping yesterday because I'm super metro, if you didn't notice, and I kind of like to shop. It's cool, it's cool.
Yeah, the jeans are off the tight.
These jeans are so tight they actually rip when I bend to my leg. So I got this cool key necklace. I'm going to give this to you. I want to give this to you, okay? And it is a reminder that everything you have is on the inside and it just needs to be unlocked. I would have bought 275, but it's boutique and I had one. I apologize. Maybe next time I come, I'll bring 275 of them. But I just want you to remember that everything you need is in here. When it's hard, when it's frustrating, when you don't feel like you can go another inch, another mile, remember what you've learned from your health journey. When you think you're done, you're never done. There's always another push. There's always another ounce. There's always another level. There's always another place. You owe it to the world to find your place, to stand in that place and shine. I want you to shine. I want to thank you guys so much for letting me come and hang out with you today. Remember this, the storm was sent to make you, not to break you. The storms in life